In the American South, legacies run deep, families rise to power, and sometimes they fall from it. This is not just a murder case, it's a tangled web of privilege, power, lies, and a dynasty's downfall. This is the Murdaugh family scandal. Welcome to Scared Soul Journeys. For over a century, the name Murdaugh meant power in the low country of South Carolina. 3 generations of Murdaugh men served as solicitors, a role similar to district attorney, in the 14th Judicial Circuit. From 1920 to 2006, they prosecuted cases across 5 counties. Their influence was unmatched. They also ran a successful law firm, Peters, Murdaugh, Parker, Elsroth, and Dietrich, PM Ped. A legal empire built on injury lawsuits and backroom negotiations. In Hampton County, they were the law. Judges respected them. Police followed their lead. Few dared to challenge them. But beneath the Southern charm and courtroom victories, a darker story was brewing. At the center, Richard Alexander Murdaugh, known as Alex, a 4th-generation lawyer, charismatic and confident. He had it all: a wealthy lifestyle, a beautiful family, and the reputation of royalty in the legal world. But cracks were forming. On February 24, 2019, a tragedy struck that would eventually unravel everything. Alex's youngest son, Paul Murdaugh, just 19, took a group of friends out for a late-night boat ride. They had been drinking heavily. Paul used a fake ID to buy alcohol. Around 2:20 a.m., the boat slammed into a bridge piling near Paris Island. The crash threw 19-year-old Mallory Beach into the dark, cold waters. Her body wouldn't be found for a week. The investigation revealed more than just underage drinking. Witnesses said Paul had been drunk, belligerent, even aggressive. But when officers arrived at the hospital, something strange happened. Alex Murdaugh and his father Randolph showed up. They walked the halls, whispered with police, tried to speak for the kids. No sobriety test was done on Paul that night. His blood alcohol level, later drawn, was 3 times the legal limit. Despite eyewitnesses naming Paul as the driver, charges were slow to come. Many wondered, was the Murdaugh name protecting him? In the months following the crash, the Murdaugh family faced growing public scrutiny. Mallory's parents filed a wrongful death lawsuit. Paul's behavior became erratic. He received threats. He clashed with strangers. And then, in the summer of 2021, the unimaginable happened. On June 7, 2021, Alex Murdaugh called 911. He claimed he had discovered the bodies of his wife, Maggie, and son Paul near the dog kennels of their hunting estate in Colleton County. Both had been shot multiple times. 2 weapons were used. It was a gruesome, calculated killing. The Murdaugh legacy was shattered. Alex wept on television. He begged for answers. But the public wasn't convinced. Whispers of involvement swirled, and investigators, once deferential, now pressed harder. Just 3 months later, in September 2021, Alex was back in the headlines, but this time as the suspect. On September 4th, Alex called 911 again. He claimed he had been shot in the head while changing a tire on a rural road, but the story quickly fell apart. He later confessed it was a botched assisted suicide attempt. He had hired a former client, Curtis Edward Smith, to shoot him, hoping his surviving son Buster would receive a $10 million life insurance payout. It didn't work. The bullet grazed his head. Smith was arrested, and so was Alex. Investigators began to pull at threads. They discovered financial crimes, millions embezzled from his own firm, stolen from clients, including the family of his late housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield. Gloria had died in a mysterious fall at the Murdaugh home in 2018. Her sons were told they'd receive a settlement. They got nothing. Over the next year, Alex Murdaugh was indicted on over 100 charges: fraud, money laundering, conspiracy, and eventually, murder. In July 2022, he was charged with the murders of Maggie and Paul. Prosecutors alleged a motive of desperation. Facing exposure for his crimes, Alex killed them to gain sympathy, to buy time, and to create chaos. The trial began in January 2023. It gripped the nation. Over 6 weeks, jurors heard from 75 witnesses, reviewed thousands of pieces of evidence, including a key video taken by Paul at the dog kennels just minutes before his death. In the background, Alex's voice. He had lied about being there, and that lie, prosecutors said, betrayed guilt. On March 2, 2023, the verdict came in. Guilty on all counts. The next day, Alex Murdaugh was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms. The dynasty had fallen. The Murdaugh saga is still unfolding. Lawsuits continue. Investigations into other suspicious deaths connected to the family, like that of 19-year-old Stephen Smith, found dead on a road in 2015, are now reopened. People once too afraid to speak are speaking. What began as a tragic boat crash revealed a network of secrets, crimes, and corruption that may have lasted generations. But one thing is clear. Power without accountability is a dangerous thing, and no family, no matter how revered, is above the law. This has been Scared Soul Journeys, where we walk the line between truth and terror, one story at a time. Subscribe for more deep dives into the crimes that shake souls and shatter legacies.